style. It's a challenge of the grid, and here's our first challenger. He is the Red Zerg player from TSL. He is
TSL Revival.
Now, Revival is actually the person who Huck beat in the round of 16 last Code A to get into the up and down matches.
Yeah, he's got some Code A experience himself.
Yeah.
Huck, of course.
Not a ton, though. He just all he did was get in last season. He beat Butterfly Effect, which was a huge accomplishment. But accomplishment nonetheless. Don't want to take too much away from Butterfly Effect.
Well, the thing is too is that Revival, of course, beaten by Huck. Huck went on to get into Code S.
Yeah.
Revival, unfortunately, did not. He's still in Code A. But here's our other player. Slayer's Spirit did pretty well in the Team League. Can he do well in the actual TSL Code A?
Slayer's Ryung.
Slayer's Ryung. Really nice guy in real life, too. Definitely one of the more friendlier players I've met. There he is right there.
I have yet to meet too many pro gamers, but I'm meeting them slowly and steadily.
Yeah.
Sometimes they stop by the GOM house and
they do. Yeah.
I go, whoa, hey, that's Jelizer.
You know, we're probably going to have another pro player in the house tonight. There's a kind of a show every Wednesday that goes on, and they always have a pro come over to the house. Last week it was July. I think it was Marine King the week before. So, yeah, lots of fun there.
Now, Ryung, we were mentioned he sniped some good Terrans in the Team League, and he seems to be kind of a TVT sniper, to me at least. He also beat Seed, a very good Protoss, to get into Code A.
Yeah, he's the reason we're not seeing Seed this
But we
season.
haven't seen him play Zerg in a while, although a couple, I think in January or February, he did beat Xenio, Czech Prime, Kirik Zenith. So he's beaten some good Zergs in the past.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see if Ryung still has that powerful TVZ.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I love Code A, is because you get to see all these new players and get to see what they can do. It's really fun. But one thing I wanted to mention, huge thank you to our sponsors, of course. LG, Cinema 3D, and Intel, of course, and G-Skill.
Yeah, you know what? I'll bet this Reaper coming out uses G-Skill RAM in his computer at home.
Could be. I wonder if he uses it to power his jetpacks.
He might. He might. Do jetpacks need RAM?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
So we've got the Reaper almost finishing right now for Ryung. And Reapers are one of those units that kind of come back every once in a while to remind us that they're still in the game. We don't see them a whole lot. Excuse me. They've kind of been relegated to scouting duty. I kind of tend to think that they may have sort of a future as a mid-game unit in TVP, actually.
Yeah, sometimes players do. Actually, we saw Nada use Reapers. I don't remember who it was against for some reason, but he used them kind of mid-game, randomly made 4 or 5 Reapers and went around to try and pick off the Zerg's third base as they were making it, because they do have a very powerful attack against buildings.
Yeah.
So if you can catch a Zerg who's expanding across the map, and you can catch their third with 4 Reapers, and they're nowhere nearby, it's only got a few hundred hit points, you can pick it off pretty quickly, at least for it to cancel.
Yeah, or the best thing, like you said, with all that damage, a lot of times you can kill it before they get a chance to cancel. Use a lot of minerals up that way. Oh, pretty early Roach Ward, actually, going down for Revival.
Yeah, maybe because this Reaper has 3 kills on it, and he doesn't want any more of that.
Yeah, that could be part of it as well. No Spine Crawlers yet.
Ryung has gotten his command center after that 1 barracks and is pumping out Marines and is now teched up to his starport. Tech lab on the factory next to the starport. We might be seeing some scary, spooky Banshees.
I think we will. And these are not the kind of Banshees like the Ghost and Mario Brothers. If you look at them, they don't like freeze and pretend they're not there. But they do turn invisible.
It's true.
Yeah, interesting to know. The more you know, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, that Overlord trying to get a peek at what's going on, but he's not going to see anything except for that command center.
Ooh.
So that Overlord, they would have fired him if he hadn't died. But, you know, he's slow. You can't really expect a lot of a slow Overlord.
Yeah, now, Lair is getting close to completing. That Banshee is on the way, but by the time it gets to Revival's base, he will have a Lair. He'll be able to make an Overseer, although we haven't seen Cloak start yet. But unfortunately for Revival, he has 2 Queens on the map, and he's not producing anymore, and he only has a Roach Warren, so...
Now, 1 Banshee can take out 1 Queen, but it doesn't look like Ryung is getting a Cloak either, though, so he's still going to need to be a little bit careful. One thing that I've seen some players do, which I wish we would see more, is a lot of players, well, not a lot, some players, a couple of them, I've seen DDE do this. He plays in North America, but he actually sometimes takes a couple SCVs and moves them down to kind of a hidden location near his enemy's base, does some damage with the Banshee, goes back, repairs, comes back, and it's a very quick turnaround. I really like that. I think that's something that a lot of players could incorporate a lot more with their Banshee harass. Now we do see, we see drops being researched.
Yeah, I was just gonna, that's why I said whoa a moment ago. I noticed he had 4 gas very early actually. He wasn't even saturated at all, almost on his natural, getting all that gas. And in fact, researching drop and Overlord speed along with producing roaches. So he's got something in mind, but Banshee might have something to say about his plans.
Yeah, roach drops in TVZ, that's not something that I really recall seeing a whole lot.
Kind of cool.
And the queen's running up, but they're off creep. Now they're so slow. They're kind of like, I don't know, what would you call a slow queen?
What?
I guess there's not really a name for that.
Oh, like
invent one.
A name for a queen that's off creep?
Old-fangled queen.
And he's actually going to lose a queen unless he transfuses.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no!
So Ryung
Queen
losing
goes
the Banshee
down, but
too,
the Banshee goes down also. The Queen was, by the way, about half a second from enough energy for a transfusion, so that's why he didn't save the other one. She didn't save the other one.
Yeah, it was not a personal spite. It's not like the other queen wore the type of queen the other queen wanted to wear to the ball or something before.
Lots of roaches running around in the main, and Overlord's heading off to the right. He just finished speed, and drop is just finished now as well. Here the Overlord's coming back.
They're going to jump up there. Now this drop could do pretty well because siege mode is not finished. It's going to be finished very soon, but if he can get there before Ryung really has a chance to siege up any tanks he might have, that can work okay. Although, does he have any tanks? Yeah, he does have two tanks right now.
I think he's actually probably going to be okay depending on where the drop happens, although...
Here we go.
Come to think of it, that is...
a lot of roaches.
That is a lot of roaches.
Yeah.
Wow, actually that is 28 roaches. That could actually be really hard to deal with, even if he sieges up psychically right now.
The world is going crazy, Moltrap. Zergs are roach dropping against Terran players. Will it work? That SCV sees that something is looking a little bit odd.
He sieges up on one. One of the Overlords may die, but it doesn't have any roaches in it. The ones with roaches are going to get up onto this ledge. Marines stimming and running into the battle, getting good DPS, but tons of roaches dropping out all over everything. The tanks go down, the Marines go down. They're forced to fall back from that location with the siege tank on the ground too far away. But now, Revival can just pick off any buildings he wants in the main base. Yeah, Revival has a really great looking army right now in the main base of Ryung. And the thing is that Ryung doesn't have a whole lot to defend it. He's just got a little bit of bio, a little bit of SCVs. And I like this. Ryung has actually pulled his tank back to deal with the drop, and now Revival's pressuring the front since the tank is left. A couple Marauders are going to come down, run to that bunker, probably deal with that. And look at this. Oh, is he going to repair it? Oh, he's going to get the bunker. Bunker goes down, and really, this dropping, almost looking a little bit like a Terran player, dropping in the main, picking up, then hitting the front. That was beautiful. He actually, I like how he picked up the roaches and the Overlords again and just evacuated them once there was too many units in the main. Oh, he's picking up a few more now. And he could just drop right on those tanks. That might be his plan. Oh, yes, he will, but the Marines might kill off the Overlords. No, the empty one. No target firing. All right. So the Roach is doing a ton of damage, but I think there might be too many Marines. Roach is burrowing away too. He even has burrowed movement. Nothing able to see those roaches right now. Does he have any scans? Let me check. I don't know if he does. Moltrap on the lookout for scans. Does not have any scans, and he won't for about 15 seconds. Mule. Roach is popping up, and the worst thing, Ryung called down a mule at his natural. Those roaches, though. I have no idea why he called down a mule. Yeah, roaches, look at this. He's popping up in the natural, burrowing, popping up in the main, burrowing, wherever Ryung is not. He's just popping up roaches and still rallying more roaches front, although kind of a misrally. A few roaches are just going to wander in. And a baneling nest as well going up for Revival. And another base going down as well. A little bit out of the way, but that keeps it safe, so that's okay. More roaches jumping into Overlords. I like the fact that he's not just going completely all in on this. He's saying, all right, while I'm pressuring, I'm still going to tech. And he's just now getting ling speed, actually. Well, he knows he's a little bit ahead right now. 45 to 39 workers, so that's not too bad.
Oh, the Marine stimming though. One Overlord goes down. You know, it's always the Overlord with nothing in it. I don't know if that's intentionally that he's putting those in the front.
He's put those in the front every single drop.
I think that's
very, very
really good
smart
play.
by Revival.
Yeah. SCV getting owned there by Acid. And Baneling speed going up. Overdose on the stim pack.
Overdose on Acid Saliva.
Maybe that's actually what stim packs are. They're just like roach acid in intravenous form.
Maybe.
Could be. Do you think the Marines would take it if they knew? It's a big conspiracy inside the Terran.
Do you think they'd be disgusted? Actually, Marines coming after that third, they are going to get dispatched. Well, actually not dispatched, but chased away. Picking up a medevac. Nice move by Ryung.
Not able to dispatch the hatch. And so right now, Revival using the speed with those roaches to be very mobile right now. Roach speed making a big difference. Baneling speed almost finished. So the thing is, as the Roach is going to get those Marines over by the third base of Revival. Maybe they are. No, they weren't.
Picked
they
up
jumped
again.
into the medevac. It's okay. Another command center going down for
Does he
Ryung.
even have any? I don't know if he has any anti-air other than Queens right now.
Yeah.
Nope, not even a Spire building or anything. I think he might have been counting on more. Actually, as a drop in Revival's main going on, which isn't going to do too much.
Yep. Now, because of the Baneling nest, he's going to be able to get a lot more Zerglings, and that's going to be...
medevac.
Oh boy, the medevac should escape, but the Baneling nest is going to be doubly useful because not only can he obviously make Banelings like those right there, but he'll have Zerglings to move out really, really quickly and clean up drops too. So, really good transition into the Banelings.
Yeah, is he going to catch these Banelings? Or rather, are the Banelings going to catch them?
I think the Banelings caught them, it looks like. So, and very nicely too, not using any more Banelings than he needed to, just enough, and then he pulled the Banelings back before anymore could blow themselves up.
Now, that medevac just deciding to run through, and is he going to get killed? One more shot. No, not quite.
Medevac without anyone inside it looks so pointless. You know?
Now, Revival, look at this army right here. Tons and tons of tanks and Marauders for Ryung. And normally that would be kind of bad because the Zerg would have a flock of Mutas running around that would own it, but he doesn't have Mutas. He doesn't even have a Spire. Infestation Pit's about half completed, but
these
Roaches,
Banelings, though, I don't know if they're going to do too well against that army.
Yeah, well, they won't be very effective. They won't be as effective as other units, but he may just have too many, I think, depending on, especially if he's going to drop them on top of everything.
Well, if there's kind of a clump of units, if he can hit a lot of them, it's okay, because then he can spread the damage around.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, they're not very good against tank Marauder, so he may try to drop on the mineral line or something instead. That's a pretty cool Zelnaga tower, too, on this map.
Yeah.
By the way. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see how exactly Revival's going to decide to try to control these Baneling drops, because it really could go very badly for him as well. But it looks like he may just try to drop the Bane.
And Revival is actually moving in for an attack. Where are the rest of his units? You need to make sure those Overlords don't die, but there's not as many Marines in the front, so the Overlords are going to survive, dropping Roaches and Banelings all over the entire army. Roaches coming in from the other side. Entire army of Ryung obliterated, completely destroyed and slaughtered by massive amounts of Roaches and Banelings exploding. And this planetary fortress might go down as well, despite a tank and SCVs there. Oh,
it's being repaired now, I think. I think Revival's probably going to have to pull those Roaches away.
Yeah,
not
he's
gonna be able to take
actually,
it out right there, but
he was targeting the planetary instead of the SCVs.
killing the whole army, though, definitely very, very helpful. And Ryung, he made so many Marauders that he didn't have enough Marines to handle those Overlords.
Yeah.
So that ended up working out obviously
it worked
very well.
really well. And his Marines that he had were a little bit in the back as well.
Yeah.
To make sure they didn't get hit by Banelings. So they were not in the best position. And I really love this by Revival. He says, all right, I've continued to put pressure. I can't quite break him, but he can't do anything to me, so I'm going to take another base.
And a 3-base Terran versus really any base Zerg is still very, very scary for the Zerg player. So a lot of times in a ZVT like that, you just need to keep taking out the army, falling back, macroing. Take out the army, because you can replenish faster than the Terran player can. So if you can keep taking down that army, you can gradually kind of whittle away the Terran forces, and that's kind of the general principle in a lot of TVZs we see right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does have Infestors coming out right now. More Banelings as well. Oh, is he going to get engaged? He should wait for the Infestors, I think. He is going with the Roaches. Banelings coming in as well. And there's not, well, there are actually more tanks in the back, able to take out those Banelings. The Roaches charging in, soaking up the hits, so the Banelings survive long enough to get in, but there's just too many tanks there. And wow.
That one did not go as well for Revival.
I'm not sure why he decided to attack at that point.
Oh, nice scan by Ryung, seeing all the Infestors and the Zerglings. He meant to catch the Roaches burrowing, but happened to see the Infestors too. That probably saved quite a few Marines. I believe the Infestors have enough for fungal right now. Yeah, they do.
He's just got the Pathogen Gland upgrade, so they are going to be spawning with enough for fungal.
All right, Spire going up rather for Revival.
I'm really a little bit puzzled by the fact that he had 4 Infestors coming, and instead of waiting another 20 seconds for having a lot of fungals in that battle, he just, a little bit of harassment here, good move by Ryung, but instead of waiting for fungals, he just charged all of his units in.
Yeah.
Didn't even use the drop tactic that time.
Not the best decision at all. Yeah, after that really creative drop play, deciding to just kind of roll right in there. Now, there were a lot more Marines, so I can understand why he didn't do the drop, I suppose, but at the same time, he kind of broke the rule of ZVT where you wait. You wait to move in until you have, an overwhelming force. And I think he was a little bit too overeager to end the game there. He's still not in a terrible position.
No.
In fact, he's only a little bit behind in supply right now. He's about 20 supply behind, but...
Yep. Ryung almost mined out in his natural, by the way. Well, not almost, but he's going to be before too long, and he has this third base with the planetary. So he's okay for the moment, but he's going to have to start... He's going to have to either take more bases or end the game before too long, because Revival is taking bases all over the place. He's not going to run out of money right now. Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's the big danger, is that there's this kind of window of time as a Terran player where you are really strong on 3 bases.
Yeah.
However, once your bases start to be mined out, the Zerg has been taking bases all day long.
On the right side, a cancel force. So
cancel there.
That's exactly what Ryung needs to do to make sure that...
Nice fungal there.
Fungal's going to take those Marines out.
All the Marines going out. Overlords fleeing for cover there.
One got away.
Oh. He'll live to tell the tale. Make a movie about it when he gets back.
Yeah, here we go. Another attack coming in. A little bit. Whoa! Fungal on everything. Nothing can fall back. But that was Banelings against tanks and Marauders, so virtually nothing done. And suddenly, Ryung may be able to take out the third base of Revival pretty uncontested.
Yeah, I think things are going to go very, very badly for Revival right now. He did burrow all of the drones, may be able to save a couple there, but the Infestors just not really doing much of anything. They do plus damage armor, but there's the GG.
GG coming from Revival.
Ryung taking out Revival game 1. Gulp, 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 taking a drink.
Ryung showing he does indeed have strong TVZ, especially considering the fact that he was caught a little bit off guard by some very, very creative sort of non-traditional play by Revival.
Now, I feel like Revival did pretty well in that game early on. That first attack obviously was pretty well, but or pretty good rather, but then at the same time, what we did see after that was Revival getting a little bit over-eager. He attacked that planetary for a little bit too long right after that attack. Moved in with kind of a small force, then tried to get Infestors, and that, of course, cut down on the gas he could use on more Roaches. So, kind of not... I think it's a decision-making.
I think over-eager is definitely the way to put it. I think he was in a commanding... Well, not a commanding lead.
He had a bit of an edge.
He had an edge, and he had map control, and he had Ryung against the ropes a little bit, and decided to go for the kill a little bit too quickly.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get that fire in your eyes, the killer instinct. The Rocky theme starts playing in your head, and you're like, I have to kill this guy now. But no, that's not a good idea.
No.
Wait, get more ahead, then win.
Yeah, because you know what they say. When you're ahead, do something so you can win in the long game.
That's right.
That's not how it goes.
That was close.
Something like that.
That was exactly right, actually.
Oh, well. In any case, our next map is going to be, in fact... Metalopolis, a little bit smaller map, old school map, as old school as a StarCraft 2 map can get, I suppose.
I bet there's been probably more games played on Metalopolis than any other map, and you're going to see it in just a second.